wise men and wise women that you decided to subscribe for the only red selection, because this time you've been really, really, really lucky. You had Paitin and Cascina delle. And the reason why I cannot put this wine in the official wine club is because they will never give me 1,000 bottles. Never. They can give me maximum 180, 240 bottles. That's the amount of subscribers that are only reds. I always, every time we have a special request, and for me, we freak out, because we have to remember that we try to limit your request, and you have to trust a bit in us. But this time you've been really, really lucky for two reasons. Because you have possibly two of my favorite Barbaresco, and Cascina delle, sweetest couple of brothers. They're doing an incredible job. And you have the Tre Stelle. The story of this one is incredible, because it's talking about a family business in any possible sense. Beautiful family. One is more on the marketing, one is more on the vineyard, another guy is more in the cellar. And they are really shy. They don't really like to show off and brag, even though they make wines that are getting more and more famous. You have to order the wine a year and a half in advance, and the quantity they give you, 300 bottles per year, that's what we get, 400 bottles. So you better like this wine, okay? You better appreciate it. Oh, technically you have a Barbera Donna Elena. I don't know, we couldn't find the Barbera. We finished it, so we have to get a bottle of Nebbiolo, but this is not the one you're getting. It's a Barbera, and it's simply with the Cascina Francia Barbera from Conterno is the best Barbera I've ever tried. And I am a Barbera lover in any possible sense. Sometimes Barbera has got a bit of a lack of, it's a bit flat, the Barbera from Alba, lack of acidity. Sometimes because they just plant the Barbera not in the most lucky vineyards, because they prefer to plant Nebbiolo, okay? But there are a few producers that make Barbera in the more noble area. One is Giacomo Conterno, alias Roberto, his son. Another one is Gabutti from Cappellano. I used to say that Cappellano, sometimes I prefer the Barbera than his Barolo, even though his Piedefranco is incredible. And because he has a Barbera in the most noble part of the vineyard, and actually in the brick, in the cru. And the same thing happened for the Donna Elena Barbera, which the vineyard is beside the Nebbiolo. And so they decided to not get rid of that vineyard, and, make less money, but making a unique type of wine. Beautiful, refreshing, balsamic, and with a Nebbiolo touch, with this beautiful hint of plums that is typical for the Barbera. And also it's a wine that can be aged. The Barbaresco Tre Stelle, the story of this wine is beautiful because they knew, we are talking about Rio Sordo. Rio Sordo is a beautiful amphitheater that makes one of the most important cru of Barbaresco, kind of a tough type of wine. And actually they saw that part of Rio Sordo was different, was slightly more roses, And so they spoke with the consortium and said, we think that this area of Rio Sordo is different, so it shouldn't be called Rio Sordo. And they've been starting to send emails and letters and so on, until they finally won this battle, and they could be able to call their vineyard with a different name of the cru. Changing things in Italy is not easy. We're kind of a conservative. So it's a nice story of two young guys that actually reached an incredible achievement. Here we're talking about the roses, like it's this typical Cascina delle Rose means roses. It's an elegant, possibly an incredible elegant type of Barbaresco. It will be beautiful to open these two bottles one after the other. This one first and then after. Paitin. You can see a lot of videos of Luca Pasquero. He's one of the most gifted, winemaker. This is 18 and 19, 18 slightly colder than 19, and doesn't really need presentation. I think at the moment is actually the greatest winemaker of Barbaresco, and this wine can age forever, so keep it in the cellar for the next 10-15 years if you can resist. Will it be kind of killing a child now, open this bottle now, but if you cannot resist, maybe better with some really complex type of food if you find some truffle. And Serraboella is the opposite of Tre Stelle in terms of consistency. Slightly harder tannins for sure, a bit more structural, a bit more powerful, again with a beautiful balsamic finish.